Hey to the people, I'm always forgetting to do something, and I forgot to add us to the stage. Welcome to your Love and Marriage Huntsville review. This is No Chaser TV. My name is Chase. I'm here with Tori B. We're here with episodes 8 and 9 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're going to get right into it because there's a lot to talk about, but before we do, make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you know when the videos are hitting the streets.
Yes.
Hey, Tori B.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, child. You know, we got this foot propped up. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. It is a flag going around here somewhere, and I am not going to be able to concentrate. But I'm telling you, if it comes close to me, ooh, suckers out of here.
I feel you. It's an epidemic. They get on my nerves,
Like, where do they come from? Like, what's going
and they
on?
love
Like, a
to get
fly?
near your
Really?
ear. I hate it. I got the fly swatter over here. I feel you.
Maybe the fly just really loves Love and Marriage Huntsville. We have 2 episodes. We're going to get right into it because the episode picks up from where we here at No Chaser TV left off with the rest of Marcel and Melody. Mel says that, you know, if you see DV in a male, you don't scream free that person. So she continues to scream free Tisha from Marcel and his bullshit. Marcel says that they reached out as Mel wants them excuse me. Mel will act as if she did not even know who they were, and she says that that's not true. Marcel also adds that they don't feel comfortable reaching out to her as they hadn't done so in the past, so it would seem unnatural and almost they're fishing for information or being nosy if they were to do so when that particular incident occurred that Mel really wanted them to reach out to her about. Um, Mel says that, you know, the facts are the facts, and regardless to Marcel feeling like that incident happened 2 years ago, they still should have reached out, and they do so any other time because they always find a way to throw shade at Mel, but never really support her. Marcel says that is not true, and it is Mel's army of deplorable zombies, aka the Millimeters, following her that make problems for everyone's relationship with Mel in the group. Mel says that she cannot control people that she does not know. However, they should be able to control their mother-in-law, who they do know, who at this point, 8 seasons into the game, is still speaking ill of Mel and keeping her children's name in Wanda's mouth. Mel says, you know, there's a double standard amongst the group. And how do they expect for her to control people she does not know when they cannot control people that they do know? Um, wow. So she gets irate at that, at the double standard, and, you know, just thinking about it, she makes her point. She gets up and she's gone with the wind, fabulous, honey, and she leaves the tea place that they were at because they were sipping, spilling tea, throwing shade in the shade, doing all of the above. And Marceau feels as if Mel ran to avoid accountability, and she likes the chaos that her millimeters bring because she does not actively ask them to stop. Now, as someone who is not tuned in to the social media antics of the goings on down to the Huntsville, as this has been going on for 5 or 6 years now, 8 seasons, and there was something going on as of recent with Mel basically cussing Wanda out on social media because of the things that Wanda has continued to say about her on her own social media platform.
Mhm.
It seems like to me, just on the outside looking in, I don't know if Mel does this or not, but Mel can say, "Thank y'all for riding for me, but y'all doing a little bit too much. Calm down. Y'all going a little too hard. You know, we're going showing up to people's places of business allegedly. We're doxing people allegedly. We're doing team too much. Y'all can defend me in the streets, but you don't have to go to those extremes to do so." I'm not sure if Mel is saying that to these people because I remember I'm an OG Beehive, right? I've been down with Beyonce since '97. Says no, 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 really? You be saying? So I've been down, right? And I
Right.
remember at one point the Beehive, we were the most feared fan base out there. Then the Barbs came along, and the Barbs
Yeah, the
whoosh
Barb's
washed up.
are on a whole nother level of
Yes,
fandom.
but back in my day, you didn't want it with the Beehive. You really
That's
didn't.
true.
You didn't. And
And the
Beyonce was
baby.
like in interviews constantly saying, I love the Beehive. I'm glad they support me. Come bring it down a little bit, y'all. A little off the chain. And what did we do?
But you know
Stop.
what? I'm gonna be
So is
honest.
Mel saying like, for those who are supporting me in this certain type of way, I don't like that support? Is she doing that?
I haven't seen it, but I also haven't seen what everybody is saying, which is her saying activate either. And the people are saying the same thing. So if anybody's seen her say activate, I would like to see it. But the people on Twitter saying the same thing. They have not seen her say activate. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think there's a fear for her that if she does tell them something, they might cuss her ass out.
Well, Beyonce never had to tell the Beehive to activate.
That's I know, but that's
Here's what, Torby, right? Just hear me
right,
out. You don't necessarily have to say activate. When things happen to a person and you have a very loyal rabbit fan base, right? You don't have to say things. And then if you go out on a social media platform and explain to like just get on like you go on live and say, she
right.
did this and she said that, no, 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 and I'm upset. You are in a way soft activating. Does you get what I'm saying?
No, I get absolutely what you're saying. I absolutely, especially with the stuff that Stormy is saying, I absolutely believe that she should go on there and say, "Hey, y'all are doing a little bit too much. I wasn't aware." I absolutely agree with you. But for other people to say that she actively goes on and tells her fan base to activate is kind of
That's not
insane.
true.
Right. And that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. But I absolutely agree. She should. I don't know if
I
she's
think at
going
this
to
point,
condemn them. I'll be like, listen, this is taking
because what
it
did
too far.
Stormy do that was that bad? They've had a rift, but
Yeah, but it was never, it was, I don't even understand that either. I have no, you have to also understand that when people believe in what they're doing and that they're doing the right thing, even if it's insane and delusional. I mean, there's people who have hijacked planes and flew them into buildings, right? In the name of God. Why would God want you to kill hundreds and thousands of people, right? It just doesn't make sense to people who have common sense. But to these people, they're doing it in the name of fandom and they're supporting their people. And it's
now
wrong.
now why is Wanda still running her mouth? She hasn't been on the show in eons.
So I think she wants to get back on the show.
It's too
And
late.
we know, and Melody alluded to that during her live, was that a producer told her that this is, this is part of it. If you want to get back on the show or if you want to get on the show, you got to attack the queen bee.
What? But here's the craziest thing about that, right? Why would I need to attack the queen bee to get on the show if my own daughter and son-in-law is on the show? Why can't I just show up
I don't think they
as
want her. Marceau definitely does not want her on the show because she makes everything chaotic for them. We've seen it.
yeah, absolutely. I just think that, if it were me and I was Wanda, why do you think that my value on this show is attached to Mel? I can raise enough hell and teach a knife.
She's I'm There was a scene, and I wanted to, I think we should hold off on that, but there's definitely a scene in which even in this, I could bring it up because it's in a past episode, but somebody brought it up on Twitter, even with this conversation about Mel having to activate her, saying she activates her fan base. The scene where Jalen's housewarming,
Hmm.
I didn't even realize that was
My
Miss.
favorite scene.
I didn't realize Miss Betty was in that scene.
Who's in Betty?
Miss Betty is Stormy's mother,
Stormy's mom.
right? And that's when Wanda was getting in Mel and Kimmy's
Kimmy.
ass for the sleepover. Now, mind you, now in hindsight, because that was the introduction to Kiki, right? Now,
Right.
you know, now in hindsight, Kiki was stirring up a whole lot of shit now that I look at that scene again. So according to Wanda in that scene, Kiki told her, oh, they was talking mess about Tisha. But your niece was the one
I'm gonna
who
say,
was,
don't isn't Stormy today? I mean, not Stormy, but Kiki today.
isn't Kiki what?
The they that was talking mess.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So I'm watching it and they pulled it up on Twitter like, yo, you cannot talk about Mel and you let your mother get in their ass and it was your cousin who was the one talking mess about you. So Kiki stirred up that mess, number one, and nobody's holding Kiki accountable. Okay, because she told her aunt something else, or Wanda took it that way because we don't know.
What does got to do with anything?
What I'm saying is, and I'm gonna get to it.
Oh,
So
okay.
in that same scene, Marcel pulls Tisha into the kitchen and says,
You need to talk to your
yo,
mama.
talk to your mama, stop this. This is not okay. No, they was talking about me. So let them have at it. I don't care. And then she's in this episode saying, oh, she can control her fans, but you refuse to stop your mama when she was starting mess. So
Oh, okay, I get it.
it's a lot of hypocrisy. And I just found it funny that Miss Betty was in that scene laughing at everything Wanda was saying because remember, she is not a Mel fan.
Oh. Boy, all right. Destiny and Stormy meet up. Destiny is moving to a new warehouse
You mean
after a
Stormy?
blogger came to her place of business. Stormy tells Destiny that she met with Mel and the vibes were high. Now, of course, Destiny is like, what you mean the vibes is high? Sunny was there. And Stormy clarifies that the vibes are high between me and Mel, and we had a decent conversation, and I'm hoping it's genuine. Destiny doesn't like that Mel gets to play all up in the gray, but if the roles were reversed, is very black and white. So I took that as Destiny saying that that Mel gets to sit up there with Sunny and Kiki. Well, not Kiki, but have conversation with Sunny. But if somebody was to sit up there with Martell, uh, Mel wouldn't like it. That's what I took it as. We're gonna get into it. Destiny doesn't understand why Stormy invited Mel and Martell to the same event, knowing their history. And, Stormy said she invited everybody. Everybody was welcome. She the only cast member that could probably do that outside of Nell. Well, yeah, no, Nell can't even do it. Stormy is probably the most neutral cast member at this point, and so that was probably going to be the one place that if we can get all the cast members together, it most likely would have been at Stormy's event. This is from a reality TV perspective. She tells her that Sunny and Moses will be there as well. And Destiny does not care. At first, she felt a type of way and was a little tight about it. But now it is what it is. And she's ready to meet whatever comes head on. Now, I just wanted to talk about very briefly Destiny saying that Mel gets to play in the gray and everybody else has to play in the black and white. How fair is that assessment or honest do you think that is?
Um, what was the other scene that she was with Sunny other than the Carlos event?
That would be the only one.
She doesn't get to say to Carlos, "You can't bring Sunny on."
Is that what Destiny was referring to in that moment, correct?
Destiny doesn't know what she's talking about.
It didn't really. I was trying to just say, well, maybe that's what she meant by that, or it was just another opportunity for her to take a swipe at Mel. I don't know.
That's it, because that doesn't make any sense. And they told you that she took your side in it, so stop, Destiny.
They did not tell her that she also thinks that Destiny
That's
likes
true.
Martell.
That's true. But at the same time, you don't know what you're talking about. Give me a solid, concrete example.
I don't have one. I don't really know what it was in correlation to. I do think that, well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure someone who watches this will tell us though.
I didn't see any other time she was around Sunny. She didn't even go to
Or
the
does she do that in outside of just the Sunny thing? Throughout the whole 8 seasons of the show, has Mel done stuff like that?
she
Where
probably
she can do it, but you can't?
I could see that. I could see that. I could see I think they all hypocrites in some form of fashion. Like, like, oh, but then again, I don't know because um even that event where all the women was together for that what was it, Galentine's? She didn't tell Stormy not to be cool or activate against Destiny, and they was beefing at that, and they
That
almost
we know
fought.
of.
Yeah, that I know of. But there's probably a few times with maybe Tisha or something. She might have been a little bit hypocritical. But if we're talking about, if she said Sunny, I can't see that. I don't. I
All
could
right.
call it out if other than that, I don't remember.
All right. Now it's time for the lovers and friends event. Nell and Sunny talk, and she wants to know how Sunny and Moses met, if Sunny was Destiny's producer, and Moses was allegedly dating, well, not allegedly, was dating Destiny at the time. Sunny says that a year after she left the show, she kept running into Moses around town, and at first she rejected his advances, but he was very persistent. So she started to feel like, well, shoot, am I blocking my blessings and missing out on my husband? And so she eventually gave in. She didn't cross any work boundaries, and she was very focused on work when she was a producer on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And Nell asks if they ever hung out. Sonny was like, "No, we never hung out." Well, I mean, we were at a birthday party together that for Destiny, but that was it. And when that happened, I never had my eyes on him.
Lies.
Um, Sunny says she doesn't move the way that she's being portrayed. And Sunny says she tried to reach out to Destiny shortly before she announced that she was married to Moses. They only dated for 90 days, so it was a quick courtship and then boom, marriage. And Nell doesn't necessarily agree with the way things went down. Um, Nell and Stormy talk about it and they say the situation looks complicated. Destiny then arrives and I don't know what the hell she had on, but don't wear that no more. I didn't like that outfit. Destiny arrives and her and Stormy speak. Excuse me, her and Sunny speak. Y'all, it be the eyes, child. Her and Sunny speak. Sunny says that she reached out to Destiny and she didn't respond, but she did decide to go and respond to the notification of Sunny marrying Moses on a podcast. Sunny says that Destiny, again, did not reach out to her, but went on that podcast. And Destiny says that Sunny didn't reach out to her before she decided to marry someone that she was talking to. Boy. Sunny says that they didn't exchange numbers. They being her and Moses did not exchange numbers until about July or August. Destiny says, well, that's interesting because me and Moses were dating in July and August. And Sunny says, well, that's interesting because he had a girlfriend during that time frame. Uh, Destiny asks if Sunny was a side chick for two women at that point then. And Sunny quickly denies that she ever was anyone's side chick, even though she just came out of her mouth and said that the man had a whole girlfriend while he was allegedly still talking to Destiny during this time frame that he got her the phone number because he synced her around town. Ooh, stupid is just whirlwind of stupid, just as ooh. Anyway, Destiny also clarifies that she was not a side chick to his wife while Moses was married and divorced because this whole situation happened while Moses was in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Sunny says that Destiny said they were broken up for 5 months on the podcast. So which one is it? Was it that y'all was broken up or was it that y'all was talking? Now I got to admit, she got it out.
Well,
That's high.
she kind of did say that he sent her. Remember when they were talking, she said you sent me money in August, and she also said we for his birthday she didn't show up, so they were on and off. And Moses also admitted he never really ended it with her. So
They never finished. They just stopped. Now, hold on, wait. Destiny let Sunny know that you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. Moses is still allegedly sleeping with everyone in St. Louis, and people are coming out of the woodwork, hitting Destiny up on her jet, letting her know that he is no good. Um, Stormy then comes in and drags Destiny out of the room, and Sunny thinks it went well. Now, Conehead, cut the boo. You trifling. Go ahead, Torby. She's trifling. There's
shout
no way
out,
around it. And
yeah.
you know what I most especially hate? Because when they're talking about these timelines, I gotta admit, I didn't really hear much about their friendship being discussed. So maybe they did discuss whether or not they were friends and it was cut out. But that was what I was more interested in, getting to the bottom of whether or not they truly were
I'm
friends. Because to me, it sounds like it's not. I mean, Sunny is a problem. Don't get me wrong. Destiny is not a problem. It sounds like to me the problem is Moses, and they're fighting each other when they need to be fighting him.
fighting Moses. You're absolutely. It's always like that with women, and that's the sad part. But they did discuss the friendship. So
Not they didn't
not
go
at
deep. Go
length.
ahead.
Not at length.
Yeah, I needed a
Shout
better
out to
discussion.
Nell. Shout out to Nell for getting more tea than we got before. So when she was talking to Nell, she said, "Oh, I did attend Destiny's birthday dinner. It was an intimate dinner. I think it was only like 6 people. Moses was there. Who else was in attendance? Sunny. She admitted she
Sitting
was,
right next to him.
and you were sitting right next to him, but I wasn't looking at him. You was a whole lie.
How could you not look at him?
A whole lie. You
How could you
admitted that.
not?
But y'all not friends. You was just her producer,
I would
right?
have been like,
But you was just her producer. But you was just her producer. You wasn't her friend.
she was producing all right. Now Destiny tells Martell that she
Wait, we
needs
ain't get
him.
into
Huh?
we ain't get into the whole thing.
But get into it now. Hell, we got 2 episodes.
Okay. Um, that shit with Destiny and Sunny, she ate her up without cursing because she definitely Sunny tried to call her a bitch.
Oh yeah, I definitely skipped over that part. Sunny called Destiny a bitch, and Destiny let her know I'm not your bitch.
She ate her up. I'll give her that. And the fact that she called her a dummy. She said, "So you played a side chick to 2 other chicks, and he the prize, right? He the prize." It's giving very desperate. It's giving very pick Misha. It's giving, and then here she go. I'm the wife. No, I'm not the side chick. I'm the wife.
Are you?
And
Why
you the
would you want to
second wife.
be?
She's the second wife too.
Why would you want to be? I just wouldn't want to be married to someone like that. Like you threw up a side chick, so you threw up a girlfriend, but he got your number when he had a girlfriend. So why didn't you guys? Why didn't you respect their union?
Because she don't
So if
respect
you did not
herself.
respect their union or their relationship, what leads me to believe that you moved and operated in respect in regards to her relationship? You didn't. And that's how, boom, you just showed your slip. That's how you messed it up for yourself. I mean, nobody believed anything you said because if you're willing to get with a person who's in multiple relationships and, want, now listen, if somebody's talking to a bunch of people, and I'm talking to that person who's talking to a bunch of people, I'm not talking to them because I'm thinking this person is going to end up being, I'm just having fun. You know what I mean? But you're married with this person attempting to have children. Maybe they did fall in love. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they played around until it got serious. I don't know. It just is weird to me. All of it is just, and I can't even act like these situations don't happen in real life because they do. But
He cannot be faithful to
you
anyone.
know
Sweetheart.
what?
Like,
I want to say something. Hearing Sunny talking her rationale behind everything, and she's had multiple conversations throughout that particular episode. She's what I would call. You see this? She's a limp noodle. The lights are on, but nobody's home.
She's desperate. She was desperate to get married and desperate to have a baby. And she said, I'm going to give it to you. Don't matter who he was messing with. I hope you had an STD test, girl, because that's nasty. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All right.
Don't do
No.
that.
No, I'm gonna move on. Sonny says that Destiny dropped the ball and she picked it up and ran with it. Boom! You just was ooh. That shows to me that you had always been plotting on him.
She a big dummy.
Conehead says that she's ready to leave the party because the sandwiches were nasty.
She a lie. She embarrassed.
Martell greets Trisha and Ken. Ken wants to confront Martell about the Trisha situation, but will wait as it's Trisha's big night. Trisha does her exhibition with Ken, and she looks super uncomfortable. And that brings me to believe that the only time she's comfortable is when she's filming a scene with Martell. Catch! Destiny and Nell talk, and Destiny says that Sunny sat right next to Moses at her intimate birthday party, and out of all of the women in St. Louis, he chose Sunny to hurt her. Destiny and Moses were really friends, and now there is no turning back for their friendship or relationship. However, life will go on, but she is still hurt. And I think at that moment, it all weighed down on her that, at the end of the day, she do got the ring, and it was at the expense of her friendships with both Sonny and Moses. Now, I kind of felt a type of way about her saying that Moses purposely sought out Sonny to purposely marry her, to purposely have a child with her, all to get back at Destiny because Destiny missed the birthday party.
Yeah, that's
I
far.
did. It just the rationale to me just did not make sense. Maybe he might have slept with her, like got her phone number and talked to her a little bit to be like, "Don't play with me," because I'm on notice. But if by that logic that Destiny uses to feel that that is what he did, then is it possible that they did end up falling in love for real?
I do not care
Because
about.
who goes that far to get back at somebody?
No, I don't.
But do you get? I feel like that's really extreme, don't you?
It's stupid. Why do you care, girl? Just move on with your life.
No, I just want to just break down. Is that like something that people would do? I'm going to marry her and try to have a baby with her in 90 days to get back at Destiny because she missed my birthday party.
No, it's
You
stupid.
get what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't like none of it's adding
But then
up.
again, I have common sense, so that don't make sense to me.
Okay.
I
Not
can't.
saying that not saying I'm not on Destiny's side. I just don't know if I agree with all of that sentiment. Maybe he did talk to her to get back at her, but
She's hurt.
something happened along those 90 days. You know what I mean?
She hurt. Baby is hurt, and she has
And
a right
rightfully
to be hurt.
so.
Yeah, she has a right to.
Rightfully so. All right, Courtney let Stormy know that the police came to the warehouse looking for her. Stormy has 2 warrants for her arrest stemming from that situation that she mentioned earlier with Destiny over drinks, from that uninvited blogger showing up to her warehouse, and Stormy cussing them the hell out. We move on to episode 9. We're going to get to that in a little bit because Stormy is getting glammed up as she is turning herself in due to those 2 warrants. She's having an emotional breakdown, and her mother did not attend or did not come to her. And she stated that when asking her mother about, being there for her and supporting her, her mother basically took a "I told you so" attitude, and this is what you get for going on reality TV. Now, in the meantime, Destiny is making candles with Trisha and Tisha, and I just wanted to add on that particular scene that it must be a bad divorce between her and her ex-husband going on a bad separation because that witness protection wig was wearing me out that whole scene. Now, boy, that was a bad week. It's just her first season, so I'm gonna give her not being able to open her mouth and properly enunciate her words. I get that. First season. The Wigs, first season. Second season, did she come back? I'm not going for it. I'm we're high over that. Now, is Stormy's mother correct that this is the price of reality television fame and there's no softness that she can provide to her in this situation, even though she's turning herself in due to an alleged blogger coming around and doing whatever they're saying that that blogger did?
Miss Betty is very complicated. And I'm going to say that based on even, I think last season she came on with her family and the way that she
The
behaved.
sister, the way she dealt with her sister.
She's not very nice. And if she don't like you, there's no, she can't be cordial. She can't. And you're not going to like everybody you're going to be around, but you don't got to be nasty and vicious either. So to me, it's just like, fine, but you on reality TV with your daughter too. You on the show too.
You show up the film, face beat.
So you like the attention. And you be on the internet too.
After her, she be on that real heavy.
I think her and Wanda are friends.
It's gotta be.
That's what I'm saying. So, it's
Oh,
very.
now I tune in to watch the LaWanda and Betty show. Would you watch it?
Them tours, they would be hell
Imagine
on
Wanda and
wheels.
Betty recapping Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Hell on wheels. They would just talk shit about Mel
They would need
all
somebody
day.
to, like a third party to reel them in. Like they couldn't do it. They would
Mm-mm.
have to have a host.
Negative Nancy's all the
Well,
time.
that'll be the name of their podcast.
Negative Nancy's.
Bitter Betty.
Bitter Betty and batshit crazy Wanda.
And Way Out Wanda.
Yeah.
Trisha's children are in support of her marrying Ken. Trisha tells her sister she's been living with Ken for over a year and that she's been separated from her husband Marquez. And we finally get his name. They stopped bleeping it out for 4 years. Her sister is shocked, honey. Now, I was trying to figure out, was that Cheryl Underwood? Was that Kim Coles?
Be nice. It might have been a mix of the two of them.
I said, damn, she like everybody I know on TV. That sister was not going for it, baby. She doesn't talk to Marquez, and it was her high school sweetheart, and they had been married for 14 years. She wasn't. She has love for him, but she is not in love with him. And Trisha's sister is shocked, baby. That's all they know. They like Marquez. Where's Marquez at? They're gonna always do that to Kim. Poke in. Kim walking. That ain't Marquez. Where he at?
Marquez fine.
Trisha says that they were incompatible and only got married because they had kids. While her sister wishes they had let her know, but her happiness is what matters most. Now, I think that that's a common occurrence. You know, people being so used to you being a certain type of way or being in a certain type of situation that when you make moves to actively pursue your happiness, it throws them off because they were happy in the situation you were in that you were unhappy in, but they were happy because it is what they've always known. If these people were together since high school and got married, it's very, very, very plausible that they are not meant to be together. And the only reason why I say that is because they haven't really had much experience outside, if they were being completely faithful to one another, outside of one another, and then they have children and now they feel like they're stuck. Totally understand where Trisha was coming from with that. And her sister's going to have to reconcile with the fact that that is Trisha's life, that is Trisha's choice. And if it makes her sister feel better, it doesn't like Trisha is going to file those divorce papers anytime soon. So they're going to still be married. So everybody wins, except for Ken. Damn.
So I want to know. I thought it was 5 years. Now it's 4 years. Some ain't right in the water. Something's
Trisha's a
off.
liar. She lied to her sister for years. Her sister didn't know anything. Her sister was like, I've been doing living single. I've been filming living, and I come off the set, and this is what I come to.
I'm not doing this with you.
Her sister like Sinclair James. I don't give a damn what you
She
say.
do, but
Oh, that's not shade.
no, I know it's not.
Okay, I'm not throwing shade. I think Kim Cole is a
I
beautiful woman. I'm
love
not
Kim
throwing
Cole.
shade at her
Yeah.
looks at all. I'm just saying her sister look like a stand-up comic.
Um. Yeah,
It's the
I don't.
wig.
It is the wig.
It's like a stand-up comic wig, you know?
Trisha, how you don't tell you at least your family? Everybody else it
I
don't
don't
matter.
have to tell nobody nothing.
It's not even. All right, this is my thing, but it's just weird for you. All right, God forbid something
I mean,
happens.
years at this point that you've been living a facade is weird. Yes,
What I'm
years.
saying is, God forbid something happened, and they show up to her house. They gonna be like, "Who this guy?" Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think at years at this point, yeah, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying it's their business, but God forbid something happened. You know, they show up to the house and Ken is like, yeah, da 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 da, and they like, who you? Where's Marquez? I just,
Oh, that
that's
sister
why
would have wore him out at the film.
they don't. They're like, boy, we don't know who you are. She ain't never speak of you. Why is it a
Yeah, they probably would
secret?
have refused him at the film too. You know, that's what the family do.
Yeah.
They don't let you see the body like that's their choice, but you know, let child live. Courtney invited all the guys out bowling, and Courtney didn't tell the guys about Stormy turning herself in because it's not their business, and they can find it on the news wire just like everybody else will. Um,
You need a fly swatter.
King gets right down to it, and he says that Trisha was mad at Martell because Martell basically acted like he did not know her at all when they were at Stormy's house. He said he didn't recognize her, and then he says, I mean, you know, they were kind of cool, and he met her out. He didn't necessarily meet her through her brother, but she knew his brother, but he met her out. I'm gonna get that thing. Trust me, honey. He met her out. Uh, everyone agrees. Everyone agrees that Martell isn't telling the whole story, and Martell says they didn't communicate often, and they didn't even do anything. So yeah, it's definitely hard for him to remember who she was. Ken says that he's the same way if they didn't smash, and he isn't insecure because Huntsville is small, and everything and anything before him does not matter. He wants to be with Trisha, and if they don't make it, he's Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo. Uh, he says that his end game is to be married to Trisha, as I mentioned earlier. And Martell says that he too wants to be married. Everybody's looking like to. And Chris says, Tamel, your baby mama? Martell says, stop playing. And he says that he needs his woman to understand that he has his 5 kids on 7 days, off 7 days. And Courtney says, well, I mean, unless you marry one of your baby mamas, you know, then you won't have to worry about it. And Martell again says, stop playing. If they continue, they will not be invited to the wedding. So what did you make of this whole thing? I honestly, I just see that's the thing. Sometimes Kim's a good man, because all she had to do was say, man, we talked a little bit. It wasn't nothing. We tried, whatever the situation was, and it would have been just that. And he would have been like, okay, are y'all still doing this? He would have wanted to know, oh, boom, I just uncalled it. They was kicking it while she was kicking it with Ken until she got serious with him. What you think, Tori B? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because it was just very weird.
He don't care.
But just
He
yeah.
gonna care about that though, because he don't play about that. He is gonna care about that.
Well, he said he didn't smash, but y'all made it hot. Y'all supposed to play that off. Y'all did not play that off well at all. Trisha ain't played off, and neither did Martell. Go on and tell that man before he find out on television. That's all I know. Had a conversation. See, Trisha need to go and she need to go find her voice, cause she, she
Well, maybe Marquez got it in a separation because Trisha really talked like this, and it be like she talked like this, and the wig be like this. So this this Trisha. Yeah, so I was just saying, like, I'm really surprised that Martell just was acting like he didn't know, and I was just so freaking frustrated, and I was so freaking angry. And I watch horror movies, and my name is Trisha. Imagine it. And scene.
that was a
How
really
about
good
Trisha?
one. That was a really good one. That is what she do.
That's what
Um,
she be doing. Yeah, basically it's given that at this point that they did something, whatever they did, however they did it, it was during this overlap. So not only was she
ew,
married,
you
not
nasty,
only was she in
Trisha.
a relationship, she was talking to Martell on the side too. Cause why is Chris sitting there? I thought Chris Fletcher said he introduced them. I thought she
No,
said that she I thought she said that Chris Fletcher tried to introduce them or something like that, right?
yeah, something like
So
that.
why didn't he bring that up while he was in front of King? Because everybody scared King gonna beat their ass?
Oh, you forgot they mentioned that he backed out of Stormy's event because he found out Kim was going to do it.
Right. So they scared of Ken, number one. But why isn't Chris saying what he did?
Chris a punk too. No, Martell's his boy. He probably know he did something with Trisha.
This is wild. It don't even need to be all of this.
Y'all grown. Fuck you.
Yeah. That's why the only reason why I feel like it'd be like this, they tiptoeing around it, is because it had to have been during. When did they say they saw him at the event? Oh, look at that. Didn't they say they went to his wine tasting?
Oh yeah.
I don't crack the case, didn't I?
You're right.
Ooh, they was either messing around before that, or they met during that time, or met at that event and started messing around. But she was messing on him when she was with Ken, and she's scared she won't lose Ken because that's the only man willing. Ken, the only man willing to be with Trisha, and understand this. Trisha.
Just say I didn't know we were serious. I don't know.
Back to code, baby. All right. Stormy chats with her mom about telling her mom um, that she had to turn herself in. Her mother is saying that, basically this is a casualty of war and this is the consequences that you suffer on a part of reality television with someone who was on this show like Mel is with a rabid fan base. You know what? I'm going to just call it out. Stormy's mother was a fan of this show before Stormy got on the show. Because that's the only way that Stormy's mom would know that. It wasn't like Stormy got on the show and then Stormy's mom peeped game or whatever. His mom said her and the family warned her against joining the show altogether. And that means that in Huntsville or in that area that was the word on the street, or her mom was a fan, right? So she never really gave Mel a fair shot from the get-go. Thus,
And Wanda
putting
and
strain
her
on
friends.
Stormy and Mel's relationship as well. She didn't contribute to the betterment of their friendship, most especially when they were having lighter issues that have turned into bigger issues. You know what I mean? She never
I
liked it from the beginning.
I really feel like the mama is who really got in the middle of their friendship.
Seems like
Because
that happens a lot with the moms and Mel.
yeah, like it got to something that was so small and minute got big because Miss Betty was talking about her and saying so many things about her. And then when she filmed, they had a tea party and that was a tea party that she had, and Miss Betty just started going
Yeah,
off. And I
going
think
off.
Michelle, I feel like Mel was taken off guard, like Miss Betty, like, what? I didn't know you felt like that. And again, I brought out that Jalen scene because I didn't know that was Miss Betty that was sitting there. And I looked, I said, that's Miss Betty. And she was laughing at everything Wanda was saying. Now it makes sense.
Well, Stormy basically says that, she's her mom not to give her tough love, to give her the warmth that a mother could provide at that moment and comfort her. And she was going through an emotional wreck at the moment. And Stormy's mom was like, well, she felt like tough love was best since Stormy had been to jail. Well, she was 18 and Stormy's almost like freaking 40 now. So Stormy said it didn't correlate. I agree with Stormy. It does not correlate between the two. But for moms, you've been in jail once, and it was, when you were 12, and you go
One
to
too
jail again, and
much.
you're 222. It's like, oh my God, my baby just in and out of jail.
One too much. So
Oh my God, oh Lord, he's in and out of jail, Lord Jesus.
here's the thing, though, and I'm gonna say this, Miss Betty, you got a mouth on you, and if the roles were reversed and somebody came up on your property cussing you out, you wouldn't do the same when you clearly cuss people out. Your sister Melody for no reason.
Oh, Stormy got it honest.
This is what I'm saying. So I'm gonna say this as somebody who is now taking care of an elder parent. They are such hypocrites in that way that they don't like that their child has the same traits as them. Now, if my mama used to tell me all the time, don't let nobody just get in your face, stand up for yourself. But you cannot stand up for yourself against them.
Mm.
Okay?
And barely want to apologize if you're getting one.
Right. So what I'm saying is, Betty, this is a mirror image of you. If she wasn't on the show and somebody came up on her property, you would definitely tell her to cuss them out and run them off your property and probably tell her, yo, make sure you have a gun with you. Now, and what really pissed me off was you correlating this with Melody. Melody ain't tell that lady to go up there and start all this mess. You can't do that. You cannot blame her for that. People are gonna do things and say they're doing it in the name of whatever they believe. People do things in the name of religion. The Lord told me to kill my child. That make it right? No. You can't blame the Lord for the stuff like that. Like, it just don't make sense. So, Betty, you wrong. And a lot of people were saying, that kind of behavior is slightly abusive. In that moment, I'm going to say this too. Alabama's laws are crazy. Because let's be real. In Florida, there's a stand your ground law, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Right.
It don't really work that way for Black people, but
I agree. But what I'm saying is, if somebody comes on my property, that's trespassing. That lady, if it was me, even in Texas, right? If somebody comes on, I have a right to defend myself. If all she got was a cussing out, what's the problem? Why is that a charge? I'm very
harassing communications. Ooh, that seems to be going around Huntsville a lot
yeah,
lately.
but she shouldn't have been on my property. I don't get it. That's trespassing.
I would counterfile or countersue or whatever.
Yeah, that is trespassing.
Because you instigated the situation and elicited a reaction.
Exactly.
If you didn't come on my property, you wouldn't have gotten a reaction. You didn't get an action, you got a reaction.
Yeah, I don't get
Now, again, this is her mom's I told you so moment, and Stormy hammers home the fact that she really just needs an apology so they can move on. She doesn't need it to be tough with her mom all the time. And her mom finally relents and says that it's not in her character, but she does apologize, reluctantly so. And so Stormy just takes the apology, is happy with it, and moves on. Do you think that all is well between them, or do you think that there will be another dust up in the Steele household?
I really feel like Stormy is, do as your mother says and not as I do. So she's just gonna she knows her mother. She said that to Courtney. She also said, "Hey, Courtney's mother was here for me. Where were you?" You know. Um, she knows her mother. Her mother's gonna go back to doing the same shit she been doing. So she's just like, whatever.
Yeah, her mom's not gonna change her ways. Her mom is her mom, and I think that for what Stormy wants, unfortunately, she may have to distance herself. And I don't advocate for a child distancing from their parent, but it doesn't appear that she's going to be the person that she wants her to be, and it's going to drive Stormy up a while trying to change her.
It's not gonna happen.
So if you can't change her, but you're not satisfied with who she is as a person, then maybe it's best you keep your distance, unfortunately. And again, I don't advocate for that, but I don't see any other way around it because she probably only got that apology that she did get because the cameras were rolling. Normally, she probably most likely wouldn't have gotten one.
Yep.
So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's coming up on a holiday week. I don't know if they're going to be filming it, but Love and Marriage don't care nothing about no damn holiday, so no child. But we'll figure it out. We're glad to be back, and we will be seeing you soon. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe as you guys have been doing. Turn on the notification bell, and we will see you guys throughout the week.
Deuces.
Well, see you guys. I'll see you guys next